What's going on, guys? We are back again, and we are finally going to be reviewing Teen Wolf the movie. It came out today. As recording this video, I'm recording it later on tonight, but this will be coming tomorrow morning, which would be Friday morning. So any of you that have not had a chance to watch it, go check it out, because we are going to be going over massive spoilers. We're going to be going in potential more Teen Wolf hopefully later on, what I thought about the movie, what happened. But overall, the entire premises of the movie is started off by this figure that walks into a Japanese bar that apparently we see Liam and this new character that are they are working in, and then the spiral that is connected that trapped the other Kitsune gets released by this unknown figure, and that's when the Kitsune gets released. And we later get followed up with Scott. He has opened up his own animal vet clinic and shelter, and when this happens, he kind of has taken the steps into being a vet as well, like his mentor. And what was really cool about this is that he keeps seeing Allison everywhere. Then he sees Argent, and Argent says that he's been seeing her, and the only way to supposedly help her is maybe she's between life and death. And they keep hearing this this one word, and when they finally do, we even see Lydia. She's either in LA or San Francisco at this point. I think she's some type of artistic director or something of that nature, because again, this is 15 years from the last episode of Teen Wolf to now. So I had to kind of refresh my memory a lot from what happened. Apparently Derek has a son. He is unable to turn. His name's Eli. He's on lacrosse. He's apparently very good. Derek is now working as a consultant with law enforcement. So Stilinski is still the sheriff. We have Mason, who was Liam's best friend, is a deputy now as well. Parrish is still a deputy. Now apparently Malia and Parrish somehow has hooked up. Don't know exactly how, when, or why. They kind of go back and forth within the entirety of the movie if they're going to be in a relationship or are they in a relationship, and it's pretty much just sex at this point. Now I will say, for anyone that watched Teen Wolf, it was adult, but this is more of the adult Teen Wolf, because there was a lot of cussing. There was a lot of things in here that they normally did not put in Teen Wolf that I was very shocked that they even did. Also, it shows how Scott has now become a very much more of an alpha at this point. He's been helping save dogs. He's been helping save people. So he's really not keeping in contact with nobody, because the last time we saw him, obviously he was gathering other allies in Beacon Hills, because right now at this point, what's weird is he's still trying to figure out why is he seeing Allison. And then at this point, later on in the movie, when between him, Lydia, and Malia, they go find where the tree trunk was for the main source of the power in Beacon Hills, and they use the sword that killed Allison, as well as also a source of power from the dirt where she died, as well as everything else. And it goes, the samurai sword goes into the trunk, and then somehow or other it activates and Allison comes back alive. And then after that happens, we see the Bakitsune come out as well. So we do get to see, unfortunately, the bad Kitsune. He somehow went inside of Argent, then came out after it was revealed and came back. He was still a spirit. He was really not holding on to nobody in general. And what happens is he starts trying to gather an army to do the same thing that he did prior. And when Allison does awake, she does not remember who she is. Only thing she remembers is the code that they went by before she came up with her new code. She still thinks that Derek is the alpha. She still remembers some betas, but she doesn't remember fully of who she is and where she comes from. She didn't recognize Scott. She does not recognize her father, and she does try to kill Scott as well as Derek, and she does go after Derek. She almost kills him, and between everyone gathering to come together to figure out about this threat and why this threat is happening, we see where the Kitsune is using Allison's mother to use her to kill Derek as well as Scott. And when this happens, Scott is still trying to reach Allison, but does not know how, and even tries to help Eli from trying to change, because Eli is unable to change, which later gets revealed on. There's a lot of hints and Easter eggs throughout the film of why this person wasn't here, this person was there. So I'm going to get into things I liked about this film as well as what I did not like. But the whole premises of what I did say about this, we do get a big finale in this. A lot of people came back. The coach came back. Like I said, Derek came back. The only ones that was not in this movie was Kira as well as also Styles. Styles, unfortunately, Dylan O'Brien was not in this film. That was a big bummer for me. I was really hoping Styles would be here. We did get some Easter eggs where Derek, I'm assuming Malia, did open up a Hale auto shop. So somehow or other, Derek was actually able to fix Styles' old Jeep. And Eli became obsessed with it, keeps on trying to steal it, and Derek is still trying to be a father. We don't know exactly who the mother of Eli is. There's a lot of theories. I do not think it was that one hunter that Derek hooked up with. I don't think it was either the other. We really don't know who. And that's one question. We don't know exactly where Styles is at this point other than he's an FBI agent. He did finish school. Also, we later find out in the movie that Lydia and him were together, but she did leave him because it ends up finding out that she kept having a premonition of him dying in a car crash with her, and she has not wailed since. And then when this happens, at one point when she does wail, that's how Allison is able to get her memory. And then we had this big old fight, and I will say this was a big spoiler. Somehow or other, the Kitsune was able to, from last time, be chosen to either be a wolf or a fox, but this round, somehow or other, this spirit, this entity, came back as a wolf in this form. And of how strong this thing is, we were able to see Scott, Derek, as well as Eli fight off this thing. Now, what really gets me, though, is I don't see the reason why they couldn't get this other Kitsune that I'm assuming Liam was involved with, and Liam fight this Kitsune as well. So that's what kind of bummed me out. I was like, okay, I don't see the reason why we couldn't get them two, as well as the Hellhound, to do it. Because what ends up happening is this thing is so strong that Derek finally comes up with the idea of, and there was a lot of throwback to the original series. There was a lot of throwback of, okay, you know, how does a wolf stand with the rest of the pack? They howl. There was a lot of flashbacks of Allison and Scott's relationship. There was throwbacks of Derek. There was throwbacks of everything that happened. And, you know, we got to see Jackson return. We got to know that him and Ethan are still together. We, you know, find out that, of course, you know, Scott's mom, I think she's an MD now at the, I think she may have gotten a promotion. Also, we saw Peter, he returned, so he was doing whatever at this point. Argent, you know, he was still doing things at this point as well. A lot of people returned. There was a massive amount of the cast that did return, which I was very happy with. But at the very end, unfortunately, it was a sad moment because Derek ended up giving his life for not only his pack, but his family and his son. And he even throws Scott off of the, you know, the stump and telling him he's part of your pack now, teach him. And he tells, you know, Parrish to light him up together. And this is, if you are a fan not only of Teen Wolf, but you are a fan of Derek Hale, Derek finally becomes an alpha again. And everything of the reason why Scott became an alpha, Derek became an alpha like that, like how Scott became an alpha at the very end. Not only, I think, because of him being a father, but him, you know, owning everything he did and how he was and everything of that nature, because he lost being an alpha trying to save his sister, and now he became an alpha again, protecting the people he loved and protecting his son, which was absolutely amazing. And that was really heartening to see, and how everything ended up, because we see how they all give tribute to Derek and how Scott and Allison do end up together at the shelter. We see where there may be another version of Teen Wolf maybe at some point, maybe with Eli. Not entirely sure yet. I'm not a big fan of Eli yet. It just seems kind of like they're trying to mix Scott and Styles all into one. And again, you know, with how Scott and Styles are, if you've been a fan of Teen Wolf like I have since the very beginning, then you're going to get kind of like, I don't know yet. But overall, I did like the film. The things I did not like about the film, obviously, was Styles not being in there, Derek dying, Same thing with there was a gap of what has happened from 15 years to now, because if you guys remember, there was a major war in Beacon Hills to where everyone was taking control. That one woman, this bitch, she was wanting to take over and show everybody, oh, this is a monster, this is a monster, he or she's a monster. And Beacon Hills just became a beacon of a war zone, you know, no pun intended. And then at the very end of that, we don't know why this person ended up in a relationship, or why this person ended this relationship, or how this war even concluded, or what everybody was doing from point A to B. So that is the main point that I can take away from this film, is that that's what really sucked, because there was a lot of unanswered questions. But at the same time, it was good to see the cast and crew again. Would we get another spinoff series? Maybe. I mean, Wolfpack, which I'm going to do another review on, is a spinoff of Teen Wolf in a way, I would say. And at the same time, Teen Wolf continued, the movie continued from the show. And at the same time, there was a lot more discussed throughout it. So I don't know. I'm thinking about doing another video for you guys, what my own theories are. I'm going to have to kind of go back in the series maybe to kind of dive in a little bit more. But overall, what was your thoughts about the film? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it crappy? Was it amazing? Was it as good as the series? What exactly are your thoughts about this film? Was it amazing? Was it bad? Was it good? Was it just as good as the series? Was it worse than the series? Was it better than the series? Do you want to see more Teen Wolf? Who did you want to see in the movie that was not in the movie? What do you think should have happened? What do you think should not have happened? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, consider about subscribing. Leave a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. More to come, and I'll see you as always on the very next one.